Namaste and good morning, everyone. Let's start our Thursday class where we are trying to understand what this Rishi is saying in this Mundak Upanishad. So let's do the prayers first. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parbrahma Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. Om Bhurbhavaswa Tatsavitra Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Asto Ma Sadgamya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamya Mrityorma Amritam Gamya Om Sahnavavtu Sahnabhunaktu Saviryam Karvavai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So in this Upanishad, we started chapter 2 and section 1 now. And we went through first 3 verses. So let's look at two verses. So let's look at verse number 3. So he's trying to explain what this higher power is, which we call God. So he says, Etasmat jayate prana mana sarvendriyani cha kham vayu jyotiyapaha prithvi vishwasya dharini. Etasmat, from him or from it. That means from the supreme reality. Jayate are born, prana, the vital energy. Manaha, the mind, Sarv Indriyani, all the organs. Cha means and. Kham means sky, Akash. Vayu is air, the wind. Jyoti, fire. Apaha, water. Prithvi, earth. Vishwasya, of all the universe. Dharani, supporter. Dharan karne. From him are born the prana. Where did the prana come from? From him, from God. The mind, all the organs, Akash, the wind, the fire, the water, and the earth, which supports all. So, in other words, from the supreme reality, which was explained in the previous mantra, was created the entire world, knowable and the knowing objects. So in this verse, he is enumerating the 5 elements, the 10 senses, the prana, and the mind also. So that we can understand what really came, because we are familiar with these at least. Where did they come from? From Brahma. In case the pure existence, the reality is removed from the created world, we will find that this observed world of polarity will dwindle into nothingness. Because dharan karne wala wo hai. He is the one who created, he is the one who is sustaining. Into him this all will go to. So the pure consciousness, the eternal pure wisdom is that knowledge. Knowing which every other knowledge becomes known. Because that was the original question. What do we really need to know so that we know everything? Out of this absolute knowledge has all the world of names and forms emerged out. In it they exist, into it they merge back. This is what he's trying to tell us. Verse number 4. Agnihi murdha chakshushi chandra surya dishaha shrotre vak vivrita cha vedaha vayuhu prana hridam vishwam asya Padbhyam prithvi esha sarvabhut antaratma. Agni means fire. Murdha, head. That means his head. Chakshushi, the eyes. Chandra Suryo, moon and sun. Chandra and Surya. Disha, directions. Shrotre, ears. Vak, speech. Vivrita, declared. Cha means and, Veda, the Vedas. Vayu, the wind. Pran, the vital energy. Hridam, the mind. Vishwam, universe. Asya, his. Padbhyam, from his feet. Prithvi, earth. He means indeed Eshaha, he is. Sarvabhut Antaratma, the inner self of all being. So he's further explaining. Sky is his head. His eyes, the sun and the moon. The four quarters or directions, his ears. His speech declares Vedas. The wind is his breath. His mind, the universe. From his feet came the earth. He is indeed the inner self of all beings. So here in this mantra, we are having a description of the cause in terms of its effects. Because we are familiar with the effects, but we always wonder what the cause is. So all these effects have come from him. So technically, the supreme identifying with an individual physical structure. Because we are familiar with this physical structure. That's why this waking state of consciousness is called Vishwa. And the reality or the self identifying with the entire world of the gross forms is called Virat. These are the two terms often used in the scriptures, Vishwa and Virat. So in this mantra, the description of the Virat form of the formless reality. Microcosm is nothing other than the macrocosm. So micro is small, macro is big. So this idea is developed in saying, when he says that the sky is his head. Because we are familiar with the head. So for that Virat, sky is the head. The eyes are the sun and the moon, etc. When we say that the eye is blessed by the grace of the sun, it only means that in a medium of light alone can the eyes function. If there's no eye, if there's no light in the eyes, or if there's no light on the object which we are seeing, we won't be able to see it. So it's the blessing of the sun. So only in a medium of space, sound can travel. We know that. So when sounds are, only then ear can function. So this is what he's trying to tell us. Diva shrotre vak vivritaha cha veda. So this entire mantra is a description of the infinite in terms of the finite. Because we do understand the Vishwa, but we really cannot comprehend the Virat, but in the language of the microcosm, he's trying to explain the macrocosm to us. Okay? So try to understand this verse in that light. Number 5. Tasmat Agni Samidha Yasya Surya Somat Prajanya Oshdeya Prithiviyam Uman Retaha Sinchati Yoshitayam Vahani Praja Purushat Samprasutaha. Tasmat, from him. Agni, Samidha. Agni is the fire, Samidha, fuel. Yasya, whose? Surya, sun. Somat, see, Som is moon. From the moon, Prajanya, clouds. Oshdaya, herbs. Prithivyam, on the earth. Uman, the man, the person. Retaha, semen. Sinchati, sheds. Yoshitayam, into woman. Vahani, fire. Praja, living beings. Purushat, from the Purusha. Samprabhuta, are produced or are well produced. From him are produced the sky. And they say the sky is the first fire. See, these are like if you study other Upanishads, especially in the Chandogya Upanishad, these are called the fires, different fires. So that's how the 5 fires, they say 5 fires, that is a language of the Upasana. So from him are produced the sky, which is the first fire, he says, whose fuel is the sun. From the moon, the clouds, the second fire. From the clouds, the herbs that grow on the earth, the third fire. From these, the man, the fourth fire, who sheds his semen into the woman, the fifth fire. Thus many living beings reproduced from the Purusha. See how this creation is, how all of this is sustained. So, but in order to understand this verse, we must know a method which is called Upasana. Upasana, the meditation of 5 fires. So, language of the Upasana. Sky in whose fuel is the sun. So this is for the meditation, for the purpose of self-purification. Then detach your mind from the lower, attach it to the higher. The word sky means the very concept of space. We know that our mind and intellect can function only in a medium of space, time, and causality. So the concept of space has come to us as a reaction of our past actions. We want to enjoy, we do karam, and then we want to have the reaction of that. And that's how we just keep on incarnating again and again. But the moment any one of us transcends the bondages of space-time, these experiences of the world, they don't assert themselves. We feel the freedom. So philosophically over here, the sun represents the sum total of reactions of all the actions done by the total living world. It's not just a one person, but in totality. From a worm to man. So from moon, the clouds, the second fire. Moon is considered as that which causes the essence in the herbs. It's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also, moon. Herbs and the seeds. It is known all over the world that, especially the agriculturists, they dry the seeds in the sun during the day and expose those seeds to the moonlight. That's how the seeds become more fertile. They know this phenomena. Average person like us may not know, but this is what was done in the ancient times, and even these days, they do that. And from the rain, the seedlings grow. For the seeds to grow, we need water. And that doesn't need any commentary. When the vegetables are eaten, when the grains are eaten, only then a human being will have the vitality. And that's why he said that there's a semen. So sequence by which from the Supreme multiplies. This is what is mentioned over here. But without that Supreme reality, there won't be anything. No herbs, no seeds, no rain, no earth, no human beings. So where does it all come from? From the Supreme. This is what he's trying to tell us over here. And that we forget because we just get so busy into the gross part of our life, the material part of our life, we forget the essence of it all. So these Upanishads, they take our attention back to that essence. That it started from there. And we are being sustained by him also. And ultimately everything will be dissolved into him too. So do not forget that while enjoying and living this life. So this is what Shruti is saying. Tasmat richa samaha yanjushi diksha yagya cha sarve kratva dakshina cha savansaraha cha yajmana cha lokaha somaha yatra pavate yatra suryaha. This is verse number 6. Tasmat, again, that means from him. Richa, Vedic hymns, richa. Samaha, the sacred chants from Samved. Yanjushi, the sacrificial mantras from Yajurved. Yanjushi. Dikshaha, preliminary rites. Yagya, sacrifices. Cha means and, survey all. Kratva, ceremonies. Dakshina, the gifts we give away, the sacrificial gifts, dakshina, the charity. Cha means and, savansar, a year. Cha means and, yajmanaha, the sacrificer. Lokaha, the worlds. Somaha, moon. Yatra, where. Pavate, purifies. Again, yatra means where. Surya, the sun. From him are the Vedic hymns. We know that the Vedic hymns, they came from the mouth of Brahma. Brahma is what? A power of Brahma. So from him are the Vedic hymns. That's why we say those Vedic hymns are eternal. They are not man-made. They are not created by human minds. The sacred chants, the sacrificial formula, preliminary rites, sacrifices, ceremonies, sacrificial charities, the time of the sacrifice, the sacrificer, and the works purified by the sun and the moon. Continuation of this, verse number 7. Tasmat cha devaha bahuda samprasutaha sadhyaha manusyaha pashvo vayansi pran apano vrihi yavoho tapascha cha shraddha satyam brahmacharyam vidhischa. Tasmat, from him. Cha means and, deva, the gods. Bahuda, variously. Samprasutaha, are born. Sadhya, the celestials. Manushya, the human beings. Pashvo, the cattle, the animals. Vayansi, the birds. Pran apano, the in-breath and the out-breath. Pran apan. Vrihi yavo, that's corn and barley. Okay, that means the grains. Tapasya. Tapasya is a concentrated thoughts. Tapasya. Shraddha, the devotion, faith. Satyam, truth. Brahmacharyam, self-control. Vidhishu, values of life. Vidhi. From him also the gods are variously born. So that means the devatas, the demigods. Where did they come from? From God. The celestials, the Siddh people, the human beings, the animals, the birds, the in-breath and out-breath also, pran apan. The corn and barley, all those grains, the fruits and the vegetables. Devotion, truth, self-control, and values of life. So all of it has come from him. So in these two mantras, we have the details showing how from the subtler, the grosser things have evolved. Ultimately, to make up our known world of things and feelings, not just only the things, but the feelings also. So the first mantra is, the mantra number 6, is clear in itself actually. Because all the various sacrificial rites, they constitute all the actions which we do, and they are all connected with God. Whether we are giving the gift or the charity, or whether we are performing the yajna, or whether we are chanting, singing, there's a connection. The mind should be connected to God. Otherwise, it's no use. We know that. And according to the actions, we create our fields of activities to live and gain experiences. So here, in the phrase, the hint, the world purified by the sun and the moon. We all know the influence of the sun and the moon on the various aspects of our nature. That's how we directly govern the experiences. That's how these planets are living. If there's no sun, there won't be any life on this earth. We know that very well. And in the second mantra, we have the combination of the sequence of creation to emphasize the fact that every living creature and its activities of life have come from the Supreme. Everybody. That eternal, the absolute, of the pure consciousness, whatever we call it, it's in everybody. It's not just only in the saintly people or the devtas, in all of us. After the corn and the barley in the list, because up to that point, these are the gross things, he enumerates the thoughts and the devotion, etc. also. So devotion, truth, self-control, or even the values of life. So corn and barley stand for food, and the food is the nourisher of the thought. Try fasting completely for a long time. They say for 40 days, continuously, if you don't eat any food at all. you will experience the stillness of the mind. There won't be any thoughts. On the other hand, when a person starts taking small doses of more and more food, you'll find the, according to the proportion of the food, the thoughts will arise. Or the kind of food we eat, we'll see the color of the thoughts change too. So the food has a direct effect on our thoughts. That's why the Rishi Munis, they just ate very little. And whatever they ate, very simple. In fact, raw, whatever they could get, the berries, or the roots, or the leaves, that's all they ate. Because they were very careful about the effect of the thoughts based on the food they ate. These days, we just eat without thinking. Sometimes we think we are eating vegetarian food and we think it's very pure. But if there's a lot of processing done, we know the effect of that, not only on our body, but on our mind more so. Because mind is very subtle. It gets affected right away. But the thoughts, when directed towards a great ideal with reverence and love, will gain a greater potential for the thoughts which are called devotion. Love for God. A person who has devoted to a great ideal, divine, or spirituality cannot lie. That's where the truthfulness comes. Because the minute a person thinks about lying, the voice will be just banging inside, will not let him sleep. So Shraddha or Bhakti and truthfulness, they go hand in hand. And that's where the self-control is. Self-control, controlling all our senses. That's what brahmacharya is. Controlling all the senses. Not just one sense, all the senses. And a person who has these qualities will naturally have a new code of high values in life. That person will be alert all the time. That person will always endeavor to live up to these qualities. And that's what he's talking about in these verses. So all these terms over here, these are not just the words, very thoughtful sequence of these words over here. Shraddha, Satyam, Brahmacharyam, Vidhishcha. All those qualities we need to cultivate. Because sure, we want to recognize who we are. We want to see God everywhere. But we got to have these qualities also. This is what he's talking about. We'll start with verse number 8 next week. Today I have to just end the class here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaye Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you very much.